just kind of feels like they lost the magic. Like, this isn't the first time Vegas has had an injury slump. Like, I'm not sure if you guys remember their first year where they were on like their sixth string goalie, and it was that kid from Kamloops they had to call up.
Yeah.
But they won. They were good. Like, Vegas has always had this kind of magic, and like they kept trading away guys every year for the big fish. You know, Peter Angelo, Mark Stone, trade away Fleury, who's your heart and soul. Get rid of your coach, who everyone loved, and it kind of feels like they lost the magic. Like, they almost kind of come across as like this disposable franchise where like if you're not the new hot thing, you're gone.
Except they're really struggling for goals up front here.
Yeah, and I mean,
Marchessault's got 4 points in 9 games. You need more from him.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when Chandler Stevenson is your top scorer.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. No one's picking up the slack then from those injuries.
Like nothing against Chandler Stevenson. He has 9 points in 9 games. Like, he's doing good.
That's great.
But like, he should not be your top scorer by any means. And you're absolutely right. And with that whole, they just kind of get rid of anyone to get the new hot commodity, and that kind of isn't going away, especially with the Eichel rumors. Like, who are guys mentioning to be going the other way? Alex Tuck, Carlson, like, these are the guys that were the core of the team, and they're talking about just getting rid of them for the new hot commodity, which is Jack Eichel. Like, it's going to make it difficult in a couple of years when teams or players just don't want to go to Vegas. Because they don't want to just be gone.
Nah, they're never gonna. No one's never gonna want to go to Vegas. I think they've kind of got a trump card there with their location, but
location and taxes.
Yeah,
they're always going to be good.
I mean, why would you go to Vegas when you can go to Florida or Tampa, where you're not going to be just like gone the moment you have a slump? They have lower taxes.
They do, but
better
that's
climates.
The thing. You know, in Florida, you're going to make your money. Tampa, you know, besides the whole $18 million over the cap, they sacrificed half their roster this year. Where every year Vegas will throw money at the new guy, so it always feels nice to be the prettiest girl at prom, and I can see them. I mean, they're trying again with Eichel. I've run into a bit of a hot spot right now with the Flames offering Kachuk and half the other team, but we'll see where that goes. Hopefully we'll get some breaking news while recording. But yeah, no, it's a very difficult situation for the Vegas Golden Knights, and I don't even know if Eichel fixes that. Like, you blow up your roster, whatever's left of it. You trade Theodore, you trade Riley Smith for money reasons, and you trade Tuck. So you lost even more on your roster, and who's going to be playing? Eichel's not going to be there.
Looking at their injuries, yeah, Eichel doesn't fix that situation because Pacioretty's out for 6 weeks, Carlson out 6 weeks, Stone out unknown. You bring in Eichel, he's out for 6 months?
You're gonna blow your team up just to have Eichel chill in the press box with Mark Stone? Like, why?
No one's ever considering too. Like, what happens when they all come back? How much does Mark Stone make? Like $9+ million, and then you also have Eichel at 10.5 and Pacioretty at like 6. How the hell do you afford that team? And also,
so
Peter Angelo's like
trade
9.
A lot of guys. Yeah,
like,
you're gonna have to get rid of Riley Smith, Tuck, another guy. And the issue too.
Sorry,
you look at Vegas's. Oh yeah, go ahead, Connor.
I was gonna say, you become the Toronto of the States. That's basically it. Top heavy and nothing below.
And the issue with Vegas too, if you look at their cap friendly, nearly all their guys have no movement clauses. So you're gonna go to these guys, you're gonna go, hey, I know you like your no income tax playing for one of the best teams in the league in the sunny weather. How about you go to Buffalo, New York? How many dudes are gonna waive their no movement clause? Every guy's modified no movement clause is all of the Canadian teams in Buffalo. That's what it is.
I mean, that is true for basically every player. But you also got to consider this, too. Like, Vegas is getting scored on pretty frequently. They've given up 30 goals. That's not, like, under. That's pretty high for goals against. And if they got rid of Theodore in that trade, for instance, then your defense is just hurting because Peter Angelo's regressed like crazy.
I think it's time we have the conversation that Robin Lehner is not a good goalie.
Dude, that's not true at all. Coming from the Buffalo guy?
Jimbo, look at it. What team has he been good on? The Islanders, a defensive team that made Sergei Varlamov good.
One thing I would say is that, I think that Lehner, he does show himself in waves because he does seem to get injured, right, every once in a while. So he seems to shine and then get injured and shine and get injured. So you don't get a whole consistent season out of him. Like, when was the last time he was, fit to play for a whole season? That doesn't happen very often, does it, right?
Buffalo
and
days.
So maybe it's almost like, to your point, maybe it's an effect that you don't see him all the time, and so when you do see him, you get some highlights, always pretty good, and always injured for 2 weeks. You kind of forget about him, and I don't know. I still think he's a good goalie, though. He showed himself well in Buffalo, and that's saying something. So
Yeah, back in the dark days
I'm
of Sabres land.
I'm taking a stand now. This is my take. I will die on. Robin Lehner is not a good goalie.
I think he's a decent goalie. I'm not sure if he's a good goalie, but this is the first time in a couple years he hasn't worked in a tandem.
You also think Shesterkin is a bad goalie?
He's having a hot start.
Yes, he
I
is.
still don't buy it.
You gave me a hard time for picking him as my first goal in fantasy, so
that was a bad
move.
That was a bad move.
Dude, no, it wasn't.
It's gonna dip. He's playing way above. It's
like
Markstrom right now.
You're on camera, so
let it be known by the end of the season when Lehner still has like a sub 910 save percentage, and Vegas fans are calling for his head, that I said it here first, that Robin Lehner is not a good goalie.
I mean, to be fair though, with that forward core that Vegas is marching out right now, do you have any ability to believe that they're able to sustain offensive pressure and sustain offensive zone time? Because if not, the puck's in Vegas' end, and you're going to score when you have heavy pressure. That's just how it works.
I mean, I see your point, but I raise you an extra point. Just because you have bad forwards is not an excuse for having, a poor save percentage. Case in point, the Buffalo Sabres. What's Craig Anderson's save percentage? Like .940. Kyle Okposo is playing 16 minutes a night.
The Sabres have gone off the hot starts before.
I'm waiting for Lehner to make a save. He is not a good goalie.
The Sabres have gone off to hot starts before, and they've collapsed before.
Lehner is not the guy. He's a goalie, but he's not the guy. He's not a Fleury. He's not Craig Anderson. He's not the guy. All right? So you take your respect for Chandler Stevenson.
I think you're too harsh on him.
Just so you wait.